Hello, everyone. Don't forget to lighten up. It's not all that serious. If anything, you hear today. I've been doing these lessons now for a couple months. Welcome back. If you've been doing the lessons, so grateful to have you going along with them. I hope your own soul is grateful. Of course it is. But if anything, I just want to tell you, no matter what you hear today, just remember that your soul is having a dream and that you're that dream. Just try to remember that none of it is serious as your mind is making it, I promise you. There's really no nukes in the air. It's not DEFCON 1. Everything is okay. In this now moment, if past and future are in fact in an illusion, and I assure you that they are, that all that's happening right now is all that's real, and everything else is in your mind. Only your mind has the power to hurt you, and the Course in Miracles is a pathway to attempt to liberate your mind. So stay playful, stay light, stay at ease, and we're in the Course in Miracles lessons. Today's lesson is so beautiful and very simple, very easy, very light. So God is love. God is life. Unchanging love, unchanging life. So that's all there is. If God is unchanging love, then it's changeless love. And if it's changeless, it's always love. That is unarguable. The only part of the mind that would argue that is insane. Because you can't go, yeah, love is changeless. God love is changeless. And then at the same time go, well, but... So lesson 48, there is nothing to fear. There is no thing to fear. There's nothing to fear. Literally, there is nothing to fear. It has no substance. It is an illusion. The idea for today simply states a fact. It is not a fact to those who believe in illusions, but illusions are not facts. So for everybody that believes in war and past and future and all the awful atrocities of this dream, and they believe it and you can't tell them otherwise, that's wonderful. You are loved. But while you believe that you are absolutely right about fantasies, they will be real to you and they will have the power to continue to cause you fear and anxiety and anger and pain. Not because they are doing so, because your mind is solidified in those illusions. There is no substance to illusions. This is a very simple fact, but it is not a fact to those who believe in illusions, but illusions are not facts. In truth, meaning in the absolute truth, there is nothing to fear. It is very easy to recognize this, but it is very difficult to recognize it for those who want illusions to be true. I really urge everyone, not in shame or guilt, to be brutally, radically, almost comically honest with yourself about the illusions that you want to be true. And an illusion is anything that does not share infinite, unchanging oneness with all things. That is an illusion. Right? The war over there, the famine over there, the death over there, the lack over there. It doesn't matter if you think things are separate from, if they happened outside the mind of love and you believe them, and those things that happened continue to have real rippling effects, lifetime after generation, whatever. If you want an illusion to be true, it will be. And you will be at the effect of those illusions, those fantasies. If you want someone or something or some situation or some event to be real to you, it will be. If you want some situation, some event, some path, to be to blame, then you will have it to blame in your mind forever. Today's practice periods will be very short and very simple, honk, and very frequent. Merely repeat the idea in its original form as often as possible. Today's lesson is literally just repeating this idea as many times as you can. 1,000 would be too few. There is nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear. There is no one to fear. There is no past to fear. There is no body to fear. No body. It is strongly recommended you can use it with your eyes open at any time and in any situation. It is strongly recommended, however, that you take a minute or so whenever you can, whenever possible, to close your eyes and repeat the idea slowly to yourself. So it is also helpful in the morning, before you go to bed, all throughout the day, if you can find time for 1 minute to close your eyes, because this is where all seeming fantasies begin in our mind, and then we see them outside of us. There is nothing to fear. And maybe in that minute you start imagining atrocities, the government, cancer, whatever. All you're trying to say is just there is nothing to fear. There is no thing to fear. It is particularly important that you use the idea immediately should anything disturb your peace of mind. If any thought, situation, event, circumstance, anything seems to disturb your mind, immediately go, there is nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear. And some of you might feel fear just by saying it. And that fear is the ego going, but wait a minute, we want to fear something here. We really want to be afraid. So it will be afraid of you using this statement. So you can kind of laugh like, okay, there's nothing to fear. The presence of fear is a sure sign that you are trusting in your own strength. Remember the lesson before, God is the strength in which I trust. And remember, that means typically we're trying to buckle down harder, we're trying to fight harder, we're trying to accomplish, we're trying to achieve. We've taken over the wheel again. We've started driving the car. The presence of fear is a sure sign that you are trusting in your own strength. The awareness that there is nothing to fear shows that somewhere in your mind, let me read this slowly because I love it. The awareness that there is nothing to fear, so you're aware, there's nothing to fear, shows that somewhere in your mind, not necessarily in a place which you recognize as yet, you have remembered God and let its strength take the place of yours. The instant you are willing to do this, there is indeed nothing to fear. So it's saying that in these moments where you bring to awareness, there is nothing to fear. In that moment that you're willing to bring that idea forward, is saying that somewhere, even if you don't recognize where it comes from, there is a strength in you where you have remembered to let its strength come forward and let the one that you were playing make-believe with subside. So, there's a little shadow coming across my face. Hello, light. Hello, light. Silliness. The instant you are willing to do this, there is indeed nothing to fear. You are loved, you are held. God is the strength that lets us know there is nothing to fear. Use it all throughout the day. Stay blessed, stay peaceful. Feel free to comment, subscribe, reach out, but make sure you stay playful. There is nothing to fear. See you in the next lesson.